Jennifer Lawrence gives a beat down in this movie with her titties hanging all out. I mean, full nude. Now, I don't know if that's a double, a CG, or whatever. If that's her body.
I fully believe it's her because so much of this movie is about how incredibly sexy she is. And yet coming on so strong that it makes it not that sexy.
Yeah.
And even that beatdown scene, you're like, wow, she's bearing it all. But it's not a sexy scene.
It's not titillating, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I got kind of razzed by this.
Well, but it made me think, like back when the leaks happened with the cloud photos that got out, and she was one of the main people that got targeted with her photos. Yeah. This is almost like her going like, hey, you want to see my tits? Here they are. Come here, come here.
Yeah.
Out of my face.
Because she goes out there swinging her titties and ass hanging out, all out. Those titties almost swinging like fists.
She almost, she got some big ass titties.
Shit, I don't even think those fists hit. I think she beat people down with her titties, man. Go on over to dtmerch.com. Show some love to us by getting that merch that we have available for you. Check us out. Double Toasted live in Atlanta. That's going to be September 2nd for a night of comedy games and the after party that we have going on for you. That's going to be at the Marriotta's new theater in the square. Jennifer Lawrence, she's been doing drama. She ran through that whole movie with those bows and arrows, killing, trying her best to keep from killing all these kids, but had to pull one or two out there, say these kids.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so she can be a bitch sometimes, but she's always been noble. But she really reaches into her inner bitch and also her inner comedian with this movie, No Hard Feelings right here. I think, is this the first time that she's ever gone out and done a comedy like this?
Like this, I suppose so. I mean, it's not like she's not a complete stranger to comedy because what was the movie with Bradley Cooper?
American Hustle.
No.
Oh, the Broom movie, the one where she
Silver Linings Playbook.
Thank you, Silver Linings Playbook.
Okay.
That was
There's some
comedy.
comedic elements.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly a comedy.
But that was Bradley Cooper's movie. And hers to a certain extent. But he was.
And then Don't Look Up was a comedy.
Yeah, those were more dramatic comedies or kind of indie feeling comedies, or they weren't sex comedies or broad comedies like we have right here.
They weren't broad comedies.
And this, a lot of people looking at this and they're saying, oh, some people actually are enjoying this. They're saying, damn, we getting Jennifer Lawrence with her fine ass in a sex comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people there's a lot of teenagers out there who are looking at this and they are putting themselves into this movie right now. They are fantasizing that they were old Percy. Boy, ain't nobody wanted to be named Percy so much after seeing this movie right here, because what you have here is Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence in the movie plays Maddie. Maddie is desperate. Maddie is desperate for a car because Maddie's in a desperate situation. She has to pay some property taxes on her home given to her by her mother. And if she doesn't pay them, she's gonna have to get out. She can't pay them without a car because she drives Uber. And when she can't drive Uber, she can't make any money to keep the house. So, of course, you know what? So what are you going to do in a situation like this? Hold your ass out to a 19-year-old.
Don't get another job or anything.
Don't
ride the bus and get a job.
No, I'm not thinking about McDonald's or anything. No, I'm just going to 19-year-old and hope to get paid enough or get a new car. Watching this trailer right here, I actually saw the movie before I saw the trailer. I did not see the trailer first. But, looking at this, I could see how the premise might come across offensive to some people because, you got this 30-something-year-old chick who is so desperate for a car that she'll hoe herself out to a 19-year-old. But after having seen the movie, I can tell you that's kind of part of the joke right there. Yeah. It's a girl who needs to grow up now and needs to grow up so bad that, if she doesn't, she's going to end up continuing to do dumb shit like this. Mm-hmm. And it is dumb. Mm-hmm. It's very stupid. And they're exaggerating this to a certain point. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. And I think it's because it's there to create this interesting dynamic between both herself and Percy. Because they both have a case of extreme arrested development. Like neither one of them has grown up at all. That's unique to that situation.
Somewhat traumatic that put him in his shell and he is just not leaving.
So it's just kind of like if you put it on his nose, he wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh,
no,
he put it in his mouth. He wouldn't know what to do with it.
Damn, Martin. So it's like that.
Shit, if he had a vagina, he wouldn't know what to do with it.
All right, damn.
Yeah, he'd be down there with a goddamn magnifying glass trying to shoot the. What is this? Yeah, man, it's a stat. But you know what? The thing with this is that both leads give a great performance here, I think, because looking at Jennifer Lawrence in the movie, Jennifer Lawrence pulls off comedy very well, and I'm surprised not only how well she's able to pull off comedy, but physical comedy.
Yeah. Well, you think about when we first saw her in Winter's Bone, and she was just like this young virtuoso actress, and that's all you thought of her. It's like, wow, she's so great at acting and drama. Yeah. And it took this long for somebody to give her the chance to show what she could do with comedy. Yeah. And she's brilliant at it, especially the physical stuff.
The physical comedy here is cool because for one thing, it's not that extremely exaggerated, over the top form of physical. I seen when she walked up the steps with the rollerblades on. You know, that's shit that any of us could see ourselves doing. Now, if this had been a Melissa McCarthy movie, she would have got to the top of that steps and then whoa, you know, would have rolled her downstairs
down the whole hill. She would have stopped. You know, a 20-minute gag.
Yeah. Well, another 10 minutes added to her showing intricately walking up and ad-libbing the whole time going up there.
Fan shit.
That shit would have been a 20-minute scene of her going up and down those steps, and that's not what happens here. It's downplayed. You know, but I thought that was actually very good, man. And I think the reason why the physical comedy is downplayed here is because of the nature of the film. The trailers pushing it off are trying to sell it as to pitch itself as a sex comedy and a raunchy sex comedy. And it's not a raunchy sex comedy. Although there's some major raunchiness in this, man.
And plenty of sex.
Oh, yeah, and you think there's plenty of sex in here?
Not intercourse. But it's very sexual in nature.
I think there's implied sex in here, but there's a lot of raunchiness on Jennifer Lawrence's part, man. Jennifer Lawrence gives a beat down in this movie with her titties hanging all out. I mean, full nude. Now, I don't know if that's a double, a CG, or whatever. That's her body.
I fully believe it's her because so much of this movie is about how incredibly sexy she is. And yet coming on so strong that it makes it not that sexy. Yeah. And even that beatdown scene, you're like, wow, she's bearing it all. But it's not a sexy scene.
It's not titillating, right?
But I don't know. I got kind of raspy as well.
But it made me think, you know, like back when the leaks happened with the cloud photos that got out, and she was one of the main people that got targeted with her photos. Yeah. This is almost like her going like, hey, you want to see my tits? Here they are. Come here.
Yeah.
Out of my face.
Because she goes out there swinging her titties and ass hanging out, all out. Those titties almost swinging like fists.
She got some big ass titties.
Shit, I don't even think those fists hit. I think she beat people down with her titties, man. They do stuff like that where they have sex that plays into the joke, or sex talks, or sex teens. It's always beating people, titty beat downs. You know,
that's better. Yeah, titty beat downs.
Titty beat downs in here. You know, they have that, but it's not a lot of sex talk that goes on here. A lot of dirty humor. When I say that, there is sex talk in here, but what I'm talking about with that, think how much it would be if it was a Seth Rogen movie. You know,
funny you would bring that up because I just saw the movie last week, Joyride. Yeah, and it's produced by Seth Rogen, and it is very much a raunchy sex comedy where they lean on the raunch because they don't want to write something smart. Yeah, and it was one of those movies where, man, at the germ of this was actually something that could have been a good story, and had it been more like this, it would have really been heartfelt. But it's just randomness and sex joke. Yeah, how much can we shock the audience by how raunchy can we be? And you watch the trailer for this, and it looks like
how they bond over those flaws. You know, the story focuses more on friendship than it does on sex. You know, the sex it's really not as played up as you think. You know, their relationship is actually, and them discovering who they are because they are friends with each other. That's played up more in the movie. And that's what I talk about a lot of times when I say, man, if you just kind of center on character a little bit more, just a little bit.
A little bit more. They're not asking for a lot.
This right here they didn't give us a whole lot. Mm-mm. They didn't give us a whole lot at all. You know, she's crazy, and she's bitchy, and he's awkward, and he's goofy. And they don't play too much outside of that, except that they stop to give them nice emotional moments that add character to them. They don't have to sit up here and be, because a lot of movies try to do this. They talk stupid, they talk goofy, they talk dirty, they do silly things the whole movie. And then at the end, they try to have a tender moment with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Almost all his movies.
Yeah.
The third act, they got to do that.
Yeah. So, and that's not what they do here. And I appreciate that very much. I actually, this movie had more story and character than I ever thought it would have.
It really did. And it also had these different social clashes going on, because it's very much the locals who are the have-nots and the rich people moving in. There's a big economic clash of those classes, and then between different age levels, because her going to that party with the young people. You see a big clash there, just like with one way she insults two guys, like, oh, you guys want to each other, and like, you hear that homophobic thing she said, and you're like, oh shit,
exactly, yeah,
that's a thing now.
But you look at this, and there still might be some. It's some you think there might still be some sexist things going on, by Hollywood standards, that typical Hollywood sexism where. Because we're talking about how Jennifer Lawrence, how she pulled them titties out, how she gets fully nude, gets a titty beat down, so you see everything. At the same time, Percy has a nude scene, but he's covering his penis, So you might think that, again, that's a double standard. And I can see how it is. And maybe to a certain extent it is in this movie. But also, it fits the characters. Because she don't give a shit.
Yeah.
She gonna let it all hang out. You do something to me, I don't care if I'm wearing nothing. You gonna catch these hands and these titties over here.
Well,
and Percy probably got a little dick anyway. So
well, it kind of speaks to the sexual female sexual liberation that goes on. Just the idea that she's like, no, kid. I mean, I'm other people for no money. What's the big
right,
deal?
exactly.
Yeah.
With way worse personalities.
Yeah.
And probably criminal records.
Yeah, she was with her friend. They gave a whole list of what they did for money or for sex. Also,
she never feels exploited in this.
No. Matthew Broderick and Laura Benanti, they're actually really good in the movie. Again, they don't play the parents up to be really weird. They don't play them up to be overbearing. They really play them just like average people.
Yeah.
And they just like, our son's just weird, just
Are they
have sex
hippies?
with him. Yeah.
Huh? Are they hippies or something?
They don't really say,
I'm looking
but
at the way he looks.
they're more liberal-minded.
Yeah, and they're rich. That's
because I saw a clip of Matthew Broderick was on The View or something. I saw a long clip of them talking. It was really funny. But
yeah, and actually the parents are likable people. And man, that's one of the things with the movie. Everybody in here, if this had been another movie, they would have played this over the top. Most of these characters would have been played so over the top, they would have just got on your nerves. But everybody here, for some reason, is likable, man. Because they just kind of laid back, play it kind of normal in a way. It's just, it's just a weird situation everybody's in. And I like the friends. Again, you have these, like you said, a Judd Apatow movie or a Seth Rogen movie. You have the friends, the buddies that come in, and when those characters come in, they're just there to ad lib.
As a matter of fact, the husband.
What's the husband's name?
I don't remember, because he's in a lot of stuff. I first saw him in The Righteous Gemstones. And this character would have been in any other movie, he would have been super obnoxious. And I remember I've even seen that actor play obnoxious people before. And here, somehow, he was not.
No, he was not. And when he started out, it seemed like, all right, here we go.
Here we go. That's what I thought too. Oh, it's him again. Okay, here we go.
It had to be one. But no, he actually came in and he was pretty cool too, man. The friends are not unbearable. Like I said, everybody's likable in the movie.
I had sex with a guy once on a first date because I thought he was going to kill me.
Jesus. With me now, babe.
She's talking about you, dumbass.
That's it. Thought he was going to kill me.
Man. Look, it's in the end, what I think the strength of this movie is, and it leads towards this throughout the whole film, and it might sound like it might even sound like an insult the way I phrase this, but it's just
go the other way, especially after what I'd just seen. But I was happy that it exceeded my high expectations.
Yeah. So there y'all go. If you happen to see it, hey, if you got a date going on, it's a perfect movie to go see with a date. You got something, you need some plans, want something to do, take somebody out. Hey, go get dinner and go check this out. It's not a bad movie at all. Or if it happens to be on, Netflix or Hulu and chill or whatever, so whatever y'all do.
Chill.
Whatever
50 plus and chill.
Yeah, there you go.